War Machine is directed by Patrick Hughes, and I'd like to clarify at this point that this movie has no relation and no connection whatsoever with War Machine 2017, which stars Brad Pitt. I mean, this is a completely different movie from a completely different franchise, and it's its own beast. Let's talk about it. Now, this story is led by Alan Ritson. Now, regarding Alan Ritson, he's always been one of my favorite actors because this guy not only he doesn't just play a big muscle-bound guy who just he's just good with action scenes. He just knows how to fight. No, he tries to actually act. He tries to actually add gravity to his roles. He actually tries to make them more in depth. So I like that he's putting in the extra effort to actually be a good actor and not just a muscle-bound guy who's just good with action. He kind of reminds me of Dave Bautista, who is another wrestler turned actor who also doesn't just stick to action roles or is not just a henchman or just wants to fight. He actually tries to be an actor. He tries to add emotion. He tries to add some depth to the scenes. So that's a good thing. Now in this movie, Alan Ritson and his regiment, none of them have names. No, they don't have a specific name by which they get called in this movie. No, they all have a number designated to them by the leaders. It's called for Alan Ritson. It's 81. Now, 81 apparently is surprisingly a deep character. Now, when I saw this movie, I did not expect deep characters or anything. I just expected heart-pounding action, just a one-dimensional movie. However, Alan Ritson's character, who is the main lead here, he actually does show some depth. His character is suffering from PTSD, which is caused by the explosion in Kandahar, Afghanistan, where he lost his dear brother and majority of his men. Now, this one is actually a very crucial event in his life, as this is what anchors him, this is what really motivates him and gives him the inspiration to go into the Ranger Squad, which his brother was very interested to do. His brother is played by Jai Courtney. And at this point, I'd like to mention I'm very surprised that an actor of Jai Courtney's caliber actually chose a role like this, which is basically a cameo. He barely appears in two scenes in this movie. I mean, it's basically a cameo appearance for him. I thought he would have a more meatier role. He would appear alongside his brother in the fight against this robot, but no, he just appears very like mildly. He's like very limited time. But however, even though his role is a cameo, it has an important emotional significance. He's basically the emotional anchor for our Alan Ritson's character. That's why he's what drives him forward and his actions in the future. Now, as I saw this movie, I had this serious case of deja vu. I'm like, it's a brand new movie, it just got released on Netflix. Why am I finding this familiar? I mean, I literally felt like I had seen this movie before. Then I realized it's very eerily similar to Predator 1987. That's right. It looks like a carbon copy of that movie. I mean, just think about it. Alan Ritson and his men, a group of hardened army soldiers, they get dropped into a forest, just like Predator 1987. Then they come across, they are on a mission, on a very human mission, or they have a specific target in mind, just like in Predator 1987. However, they get attacked by an alien invader. In the case of Predator 1987, it's the Predator. But in this case, it's a giant alien robot, both equally terrifying in their own ways. And they end up destroying the entire regiment mercilessly and cruelly, just like in Predator 1987. Ultimately, the main hero stands, and in the end, he wins through intelligence and wit. And the best part is even the final explosion where the enemy dies and he goes out with a bang. Literally, it is a carbon copy of Predator 1987. I mean, I was just surprised it was so similar. It is not just inspiration; it is the script was basically copied. I wish they had shown more originality here because it was so obvious. But anyways, I did enjoy it. But I like to make one thing very clear: this movie will never be Predator 1987. That movie is a classic; will always will be. It has its legion of fans. Will this movie reach the heights? I know it is hard to say. I don't think so. I mean, it does have 60 million views as of now on Netflix, which is a very, very good thing. But will it be a classic? Only time will tell. Now, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this movie. The action sequences. They were brutal, more brutal than I even expected. I mean, I did expect heart pounding action, something that will really make me jump off my seat, and it did deliver. This robot, once it gets activated, we don't know its origins, we don't know which planet it is from, we know it's alien. It wipes them out. It is merciless. It is relentless. It's basically like a Terminator. It is basically on a mission to destroy them. It will not stop. It can be bargained with or reasoned with. The CGI was also pretty great for the budget, so it was even appreciable and actually pretty good even in daylight scenes, because during the daylight that is when you just see a bad and or shoddy CGI. But in this case, it really delivered. I was impressed, and the action sequences are spectacular, explosive, and that itself is worth a watch. I would highly recommend it. The characters in this movie aren't particularly great. I mean, it's not a surprise because that's not what I expected when I started watching this movie on Netflix. I mean, they weren't particularly memorable. But however, I'd like to make a mention that they weren't too bad either. I mean, I got latched onto them. I think almost in the middle of the movie, and I actually felt bad when they died. When they met their end, I actually felt, because even though the characters weren't really particularly well fleshed out, the brotherhood and the bond they had as a team was actually pretty heartwarming. It was nice. I appreciate things like that in a army setup. So the characters weren't deep, but you could appreciate them. You could like them for what they are, and you feel for them when they're gone. Overall, I would say this movie is perfectly aware of what it is. It is a crazy action movie with a robot. It is not trying to be anything else. It's not trying to be any deeper than it is. It embraces the action. It embraces the craziness. It embraces the chaos and gives us exactly what we want from this movie. So that's what I liked about this movie. It knows what it is, and it knows what the audience want, and it gives it to them. So overall, I love this movie, and I knew I would like it. So what do you guys think? Did you like this movie? Did you watch it on Netflix? So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, do subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me as a growing reviewer. And do like, share, and comment. And please let me know what you think about this. And let's embrace cinema together. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.